Good evening everyone, and welcome to Gavra Racing GT. It's the Clio Cup here tonight, round 9 of the championship. Willow Springs. Bessar has already won the championship of course, but we have got 10 drivers out on track, including the returning Steve Bowden, which is fantastic to see him out on track. We've got 11 drivers, in fact, got 10. But if you don't know me, you should know me by now. I'm Jim Said 14 track. Rand looks disconnected. Everything's going a bit side-shaped today, and the connection looks a little bit strange, I've got to be honest. But we're here for round 9 of the championship here at the Clio Cup, and of course you should know me by now. I've been here since the inception of the Clio Cup, since round 1. It's 14 in the commentary box as always, and I would say joining me in the commentary box is somebody. I'm again by myself here tonight for Clio Cup. I'm just getting up the standings as I speak to you. Bessar on a 205 points, leading the way from Rand Lux in second on 148 points. That gap cannot and will not be breached, as we've seen Percy getting pushed off track there by, it looked like Kingquin there. So not sure. K-Morse, of course a debutant last week in the series, has just gone third with a 129.4. If you're not familiar to this, of course, free practice 15 minutes, qualifying 5 minutes, and then the race 22 laps long here tonight at Willow. Run through the standings for everyone. Bessar on 205 points, Randallux in second on 148, Steve Boredom in third on 135. He is back here tonight, Steve Boredom. Good to see him back after his week layoff or so. So Steve Boredom is back with us here tonight. Didn't race, of course, last week in Laguna Seca. The rescheduled race, of course, from the weeks before. The problems that we had the week before. Led the Iron in fourth on 125 points. It is still quite close there between Randall, Steve Boredom and Led the Iron. Only 23 points separating. So it is still mathematically possible for either of those three to get third out on track tonight. And I think it is still possible, in fact, for Kingquin, but he's got to put in a quite remarkable performance here. So Kingquin on 97, Duke Martin on 95, Matteo on 73, Pure Drive on 67, Two-Stroke Germany on 65, Lek on 54. The rest of the field as follows: GDDM on 53, Percy on 44, Manic on 41, Jukebox Hero on 41, Big Smokes Cheese on 24, Motormouth on 23, 21 for K-Morse, and 20 for Gaming VR. Quite a few comments coming in. This is very rare for me to check the comments this early, but there's plenty of comments coming in. That's what I like to see, of course, here in Gavra Clio Cup, round 9 at Willow Springs. Don't tune in to the other lot that are going to be racing here in the GT4s at Sakito. You can tune into that after you've watched me. So let's have a look at the thingy. Your voice volume is very low. It might be because I was a little way away from my mic there. I do apologise. Beam Racing Team. There he is, the new Max Verstappen. But anyways, we are nearly halfway through free practice. I do apologise for being fashionably late a little bit. I was having some snacks before I did come into the thingy. Trust me, it's fruit and not anything unhealthy. So yeah, I was a little bit late setting up the stream, but hopefully you can understand that. We've got 12 drivers out on track though, which is fantastic. No Gavra here tonight. Not sure the reason why Gavra is not here tonight, but Kingquin hosting the lobby should be fine. I'm hosting the stream. Everything is hunky-dory as per usual, and we are 7 minutes through free practice, so let's take you through the field as it stands at the minute. 28.1 for Steve Boredom, clearly on top at the minute. Led the Iron in second on a 128.7, 5 tenths off the pace at the minute, nearly 6 tenths off. Is he going to improve coming across the line here? Let's just look. Doesn't improve, only 600ths off there. Duke Martin in third then, on a 128.7, only 1200ths off Led the Iron at the minute in third. Kingquin in fourth with he's 6.5 tenths off on a 128.8. Duke Martin, by the way, was just going 200ths quicker, so we'll come back on board with him quickly. Manic in fifth. Good to see Manic back. I think he's been missing a couple of weeks as well. So of course, great to see Manic back. Who didn't race again last week in Laguna Seca. So it is great to see him here tonight at Willow Springs. This Willow Springs is a very tricky track at the best of times, as you can see with him going on the gravel and on the sand and on the desert. We are at an American-based track, of course. K-Morse in 6th on a 29.4. A little bit disappointing for me so far. Expect him to be a little bit quicker, but maybe he's just stepping up his time for qualifying, which wouldn't be surprising. 29.4 for him. Jukebox Hero on a 130.1 in 7th. He's only 2 seconds off the pace. He can improve on that, of course, and he is quicker at the minute than Matteo, which is good to see. Matteo, a 30.3, as Bessar, I think that was, has just done a 29.6. Yeah, Bessar. What on earth has he been doing out on track? Goodness me, it's almost as if he's drove an intro wall on F1 2019. Goodness me. Bessar, what have you been doing with yourself? Goodness me, that front end completely damaged. Thank God it's repairable. But he is 7th at the minute on 29.6. Back to Matteo, as I was saying, 30.3 with him in 9th. Percy in 10th on the 130.5. Gaming VR not setting a lap just yet. I think he's just came out the pits actually. Randallux not setting a lap yet. And nobody has got a license level penalty, which is either limited running time or qualifying ban or something like that. None of them here tonight, which is fantastic to see. So maybe Randallux just waiting for the last couple of minutes on the track. And indeed he is. He's coming out the pits now. So Randallux currently in 2nd, the Dutch driver, on 148 points. Coming on to the team standings, by the way, it is quite close. It is still between Italian Clio Racing, which is Bessar, Matteo, and Beam Racing, King Quinn and Randallux. I do apologise if I am getting the pronunciation wrong. I've tried to change it up as much as possible to fit the stream, of course. But Italian Clio Racing on 278 points, Bessar, Matteo. Beam Racing, King Quinn and Randallux on 245. So 33 points difference at this stage, with a maximum points of 54 available, plus the fastest lap points of 55 points available. That is still reachable and it is still bridgeable, that gap. Led in Germany Racing, led the Iron and 2-Stroke Germany. Not sure where 2-Stroke Germany's been the last couple of weeks. Hopefully we can have him back for the final race of the season. He's on 190 points in 3rd, alongside Left the Iron, of course, in Led in Germany Racing. CRCP Racing, Multi-American Steve Boldham, 158 points in 4th, and they have got a replacements column, so they've got like a reserve driver essentially in there for them. So that's good to see. G-Duke Racing on 148 points in 5th. Mist Racing on 132 points in 6th. That is now Percy and K-Morse, of course. G-Duke Racing being Duke Martin and GGDM. WDE Motorsport, Big Smokes Cheese, Gaming VR and Lek, who have all competed in that car, on 98 points, and Vane Racing on 82 points. Good to see no teams on the fabled nil point, which is, in English terms, 0 points, which is fantastic. But 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go competitive lap. So we're on board with him now at 127.9 at this stage. I think we've just seen a flag waving there on track. Pretty sure it was. But Randallux heading down the hill now. I have seen this track plenty of times. I've competed on this track plenty of times, and I've even hosted a league on here on the GT3s for Global Hub Racing, or TFRL as it was once known. And 3 minutes to go in the session, and Randallux looking quite competitive here. He was 6.8 seconds up, so clearly he's had some sort of moment or invalidated or something like that. But as you can see in your race feed on the bottom right, Randallux looks like he's going to go quicker here than K-Morse, so this is going to be interesting. The Dutch driver through the final corner, attacking 110 mile an hour already down the straight, reaching it down towards the line. Randallux, is he going to go top? Yes, he does! No, he doesn't. He goes 2nd. It's a 128 flat. He just lost control, I think. Slid the back end out at the final corner. That's what's cost him now at the end of the day. So K-Morse on top in free practice with a 27.9. And there he is, out on track. Just coming across the line, in fact, to set another lap. See Boleman 3rd at this stage. Matteo now 4th with Duke Martin in 5th. That's your top 5 at this stage. Top 12 drivers, all top 12 drivers out on track, separated by about 2.4 seconds, which in free practice I think around this track, certainly you can get a good 2, maybe even 3 laps in round here. I would definitely make the most of your time out on track round this round here tonight, and indeed on any track in qualifying, because the more laps you get in, the more experience you're going to be out on track, and the more you'll get used to the car. And I think, look, what on earth has Steve Borden been doing in the race feed? Goodness me. he's picked up about 8 track limits at the same time. Steve Borden, what on earth have you been doing with yourself? And that is exactly what he's been doing with himself. Struggling to start the car at this stage. You've got to hold it in neutral. Hold it in neutral and get the power up. There we go, he's got the power up. And Steve Bolden's back underway. Goodness me. Bit of a fun moment there. Is he going to come into the pits? No, he just thinks, no, I'm going to complete free practice by myself. I'm totally not going to be interfered with on this lap. He has got a driver behind him out on track who just came across the line. Manic it was, going 4th with, I think that was K-Morse going quicker as Manic spinned on the inside. Yeah, it was K-Morse going quicker, 27.3. So slipstream really the norm there for K-Morse. He had Manic comes into the pits there. But K-Morse on top, 35 seconds to go, just tucking under to 30 seconds at this stage, but K-Morse 30 seconds left to go on top in this free practice session. If you're a free practice session fan, then I would say this, I personally don't think this bears relation to what you're going to be seeing in qualifying, because there's going to be drivers, say for example Jukebox Bessart is down in there in 10th, 2.2 seconds off the pace. He's going to be a lot quicker in qualifying compared to what he was in free practice. This free practice session is just an idea and a way, as I think that was Steve Borden going off track there. K-Morse running through. Qualifying has practice has completed, so the 15-minute free practice session is over. Got 5 minutes worth of qualifying coming up after this, and of course if you are new, 5-minute qualifying and 22 lap race to come here tonight. And let's just have a look then at some of the comment section that is having a look. Fanta watching Come On Jukebox. So Fanta Ball's one of our commentators. I think he does touring cars on a Monday. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, Fanta Ball's in supporting Jukebox Hero, which is fantastic to see. Kevin saying he's had no training apparently. Is this qualification? I think that translates to there in Dutch. It could be totally going under the wall there, but I hope Randalux wins and makes it even better for the championship. Sadly, the championship has already been won. Bessart has already wrapped up that championship last week in Laguna Seca, which is a shame. I know the viewers might be tuning in for a championship battle. I can't give you that, I'm afraid. 55 points the current gap between Bessart and Randalux. But what we are going to be seeing is a very interesting battle for second between Randalux himself on 148 points. Practice, by the way, just about to be completed. There we go. I'll run you through the order. Randalux, Steve Borden, and Led Behind, by the way, all fighting out for second. So that'll be interesting. And as you can see, Gaming VR, by the way, went 4th in the end. So K-Morse top of the free practice session, Randalux second, Steve Borden 3rd, Gaming VR, Manic, Mateo, Duke Martin, Let the Iron, King Quinn, Bessart, Jukebox Hero, and Percy there down at the bottom with 30.3, 2.9 seconds separating the whole field. Not too bad at all. Willow Springs International Raceway, of course, awaits the drivers. It is not a British track, I'm afraid, as it shows in the free practice. Project Cars getting all of their thingies wrong, of course. But just had a message of somebody making me laugh there. But we are now into qualifying, and I will get out as soon as possible. As soon as you sink in, get moving out on track, because this track is quite short in length compared to what we've been around. Laguna Seca had a higher average lap time. That's what I'm trying to say. A higher average lap time than last time. But I'm wanting to see everyone out ideally within the first minute, so they can really get 2, maybe 3 laps out of all of this. But already 30 seconds gone, and drivers are only through turn 2 and turn 3. Unbelievable, I think. Unbelievable. But hopefully we are going to be getting some good action out on track, and that's what everything I think that's what everyone is hoping for here tonight, of course, in Gavra Racing Clio Cup. GT4s, Sakito. Not sure who's commentating on that tonight. It is normally Mr. McGinley that is commentating on that, and Inverted Poison has been there the last couple of weeks as well. My American friend from Ruapuna Park, if you remember back in the heyday. But yeah, that's also going on. Why would you want to go over to that stream when you can watch some Clio Cup action? More competitive racing here, and you don't see Javier Ranz running 25-30 seconds away at the front and trying to wrap up the championship, which I think he might have already done. But battle for second in the championship is going to heat up here in Clio Cups. 3 minutes to go, and I mean, K-Morse is only the first one out on track. You can see the cluster of cars coming through the end of the middle sector, and then the final sector is literally just one corner around here. Quite a very short track in length, as I say. K-Morse now opening up onto a lap, 3 minutes to go in qualifying, and by the end of this lap, it'll be about a minute and a half to go. So really, got to get this time sorted, and everyone is out on track trying to thingy. I will just mute this rogue person that has came in to the lobby. No, he's left again. I do apologise about the blue screen. My controller needs charging as well, which is not great at all. So I'm just going to plug this in on charge. There we go. I'm just going to check that it is charging. I do apologise about the blue screen. I'm just trying to get this to work. I might have to swap USB leads here. Ah, there we go. It's charging. Fantastic. So, Bessar with a 37 flat was actually first out on track. K-Morse is going to be third out on track then. The Bessar was really quick to get a lap in there. 37 flat. Not a bad lap there by Bessar, but I'm sure you can go a little bit quicker than that, to be honest. And we'll see the times coming in. There's a guy coming around the final corner now, across the line. That was somebody just starting a lap, it seems. So K-Morse is going to be second then around track. Bessar making a pit stop. The race feed is just from free practice, so you can ignore that. Very wide exit there by K-Morse coming through the final corner, but looking good here. It's going to go top. K-Morse across the line. There you go, 27.7. There you go. That is the lap time you want to be setting in here tonight. 28.3 there for Manic, who's really gained his pace, I've got to say, tonight. Gaming VR, we're in the final corner. Randluck's coming across the line. Where does he go? He goes third behind K-Morse. Bessar top with a 27.3. So Bessar top with a 27.3. So there was a bit of a glitch there on my end, so I do apologise about that. It said Bessar was on a 37.3. So I'm not sure what on earth has happened there. There was a bit of a glitch coming through. Jukebox Hero across the line, 31.9. Steve Borden with a 40.4. Disappointing from him. He needs to get a much better lap in. Must have spun it somewhere out on track. Led the Iron is just coming around the final sector on his lonesome into the end of the middle sector now. We'll see his middle sector split any second. Coming around the final corner now. There's essentially like a double, triple right-hander if you really count it as. But very nice exit there. Speed by Led the Iron. Currently sitting third, of course, in the championship. Coming into tonight, fourth, sorry, in the championship. Coming into tonight's race, he comes across the line now and Led the Iron goes seventh with a 28.6. So not a bad lap there at all. We've got the big guns coming around the final corner. K-Morse, 20 seconds to go. Qualifying goes this quick here in Clio Cup. And it's literally non-stop action. K-Morse coming across the line. Can he improve? Can he beat Bessar across the line? He does improve. It's a 27.5. Not good enough. Manic is in behind. Is he improving? Coming across the line. 4 tenths down on his time there in the end. Matteo. Bessar sets a new fast stop. 26.7? What's he been taking? Randalux goes a 10th behind. And there we go. Bessar Randalux. Round 3 we hope. Matteo not improving and coming across the line. That is qualifying over for these guys actually. Percy's going to come across the line now. That's going to be qualifying done for him. He comes across the line. He improved by about 4 tenths of a second there. 30.3. Jukebox Hero across the line is through. But of course everyone that went through with about 30, in between 30 and the last couple of seconds are fine at this stage. But Bessar on top from Randalux in second, 26.7 for 26.8. A tenth of a second separating Bessar and Randalux. Top 2 in the championship, and I really hope we get to see a battle like we did early on in the season. I think that was at Sportsland Sugo, I'm pretty sure, where we had such a thrilling battle for pretty much the second half of that race. Bessar, Kamos, Manic and Percy still out on laps, it seems. One of the drivers, I think it is Manic, that is thingy. Kamos, yeah, I might be wrong, it might be Percy, I'm not sure. We're coming across the line now. Percy now into the pit. So it's only Bessar and Kamos now we're waiting to come across the line. Come across the line now. No improvements. Qualifying session is over. And there you have it. And there's the rundown of the field. Bessar on top with a tenth of a second from Randalux. Kamos only getting within 8/10 of them at the end. Gaming VR by qualifying Manic. Good qualifying by both of them actually. King Quinn, Duke Martin led the Iron Mateo. Steve Bodum down in 10th. 2.8 seconds off 29.5. Percy and Jukebox there in 11th and 12th. We are better get going here, of course. 22 laps await the drivers out on track. Put down in the comments your top 3 prediction here tonight. I'd love to read them out, of course. And if you want to have a look at the order, there you go. You can pick your favourites out of that order there. And in comparison, actually, Randalux was a lot quicker in that final sector. Just looking to Bessar, so if he matched that across the whole lap, I think Randalux could have went pole there. So very interesting. But we are now sinking into the session. Everyone sinks in. 2 minutes until the race starts, so grab a cup of tea, grab some popcorn. I'm going to send a couple of messages out to some guys that have been contacting me privately. But Bessar on top, 12 drivers out on grid. And we should be getting ready for lights out very, very soon indeed. So I'll be back in literally 2 seconds. Fantastic, there we go. that was literally me typing. But put down in the comments predictions, your predictions in the comments section. Oh, right, we've got some. This track is killing my front tyre, says Jukebox. Ooh, that's interesting. That could be a tyre killer then, this track. Hi James, GJDM here, supporting my teammate Duke Martin. Good to see GJDM, of course, in the comment section. Probably one of the hardest names to say in a commentary, if I've got to be honest. It is very difficult with my accent to try and speak it out, but GJDM is his name. And no, I'm very surprised that he's not here actually tonight. Hopefully he can return for the final week next week, of course. And if you're wondering where we are next week for the season finale, it's Sonoma Shore, 24 laps around that track, which will equal about 35 minutes rest distance, and of course 15-minute free practice and 5-minute qualifying, of course, will be all covered here in Gavra Racing. And that will mark the end of Clio Cup. I know, it's sad. It's very sad, but you've got another race to look forward to here tonight. Willow Springs, about to get going. The light sequence is on, and we're about to go green here. Great start by Gaming VR. Did he jump the start? Possibly there. But Bessar off the line, out in front. Randalux in second. Gaming VR is already alongside as we run down into turn 1. This left-hander to start off with. Bessar taking the lead through turn 1. Randalux in second. Gaming VR on the outside in third. Kamos in fourth. Could get the run, and in fact, he's going to go around the outside here with Gaming VR and has already got up to third. So Kamos lost the position initially off the line, but he's got back up into third. Everyone looking clean through and behind. Steve Bodum and Mateo possibly might have just had a little bit of contact in the background, but all clean, certainly from the top 7. As they run up the hill now through turn 4, or turn 3 and 4. Very wide there, Bessar nearly hitting the wall. Puts a bollard out on the track. That's not great stuff at all. That cone is going to get absolutely destroyed by the drivers now. Randalux takes the lead from Bessar, but look at Kamos in behind, just wanting to look for an opportunistic move. As here we go, we see rallycross happening. Randalux goes for a spin. There's more cones out on track. Goodness me, this is more like rallycross. Oh my god! Oh my god! Jesus Christ! My God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Kamos! He's driving with 3 wheels. Unbelievable! That's just giving Bessar the win. Steve Bourdon from 9th is up to 2nd. Bessel spins it at the final corner. Bessel is it from the lead. I can't believe this. This is like bloody Mario Kart racing. This is. Goodness me, what a start to the Clio Cup here tonight. Oh my God. Right, let's compose ourselves. Steve Bourdon then out in front, 3.5 seconds. How on earth has this race changed so much? In that K-Morse upside down, losing a wheel, all sorts there. Percy's got damage and all that as well. He's came through relatively unscared somehow out of all of that. There's got to be licence level penalties for sure. Percy in second, 4.4 seconds off the pace. He's just holding up. Randall, there's Bessar who ran wide, of course, losing the lead as Manic loses control of the car and he has been knocked off. There's 3 wide running up the hill through turn 3. Randall gets around the outside of Percy. Kingquin trying to follow in as well. Now on the inside line, Percy, of course, got the damage, so this should be quite easy for Kingquin. There's contact made. Percy hanging on for now. Kingquin and Bessar in behind. Duke Martin in 6th. Manic in 7th. And to use Manic's name, that was a complete and utter Manic start to that race. K-Morse has finally made it into the pits with 3 wheels. Goodness me. And there's the wheel. There is the wheel out on track. Absolutely unbelievable. Percy going to be losing 2 positions here. Randlux is through. Bessar is through on his inside. And Randlux will be up to 3rd. In fact, sorry, Randlux is in 2nd. That was Kingquin moving up the inside of, oh, and he's trying to go up the inside of Bessar, not quite. End of lap 2, less chaotic than lap 1, but Steve Bourdon out in front, and Bessar is into the pits. Bessar into the pits, must serve drive-through. Steve Bourdon has got a penalty early on. That's going to hinder him for sure. Lap 3 out of 22, let's just calm down a little bit. Steve Bourdon, 29.5 last time around, leads the way. From Randlux in 2nd, Kingquin in 3rd, Percy in 4th, Duke Martin in 5th, and I've got to be honest, I've never seen anything like that. Crashing, I don't know who was at fault. I'm not going to blame anyone for that crash, because that was just too chaotic to even look back on stream that. I'm going to have a rewatch of that later on, honestly. But Steve Bourdon out in front, 29.5. His last time around, 4.6 seconds. He has been the luckiest driver out on track tonight by a mile. Randall looks in 2nd. He'll begin to chase him down. He's got 19 laps to chase him down. He's in 2nd in the championship standings at this stage. Currently, as it stands, I think he's going to be wrapping up 2nd here tonight, because obviously the contact that's been made. Led the iron down 11th. K-Morse in 12th as well, from starting well up the field. Steve Bourdon is in the lead at the minute, actually. So Randalux, at this stage, it's going to be Steve Bourdon, Randalux into the final race of the season, separated by, I make it, 7 points, I think. That's if it says it is. Closest battle out on track, though, is Percy and Duke Martin for 4th and 5th. So we must have had a spinner somewhere, actually. We must have had another spinner somewhere, because Percy's now back up to 4th, and I'm just trying to pick up on who there might have been. Was it Manic by any chance? I think it might have been Manic having a spin, unless it was Bessar coming into the pits, and I've totally gone. Duke Martin around the outside of Percy, that wing flapping left, right and centre. Duke Martin hanging it all the way around the outside. He's just about alongside, but gives Percy the credit and the benefit of the doubt there. Manic's in behind now, in behind in 6th place, trying to go around the outside line there. Now we'll dive to the inside, trying to get the move done here, but a 3-wheel battle for 4th developing, 1 with front wing damage, and Duke Martin just sort of punts into the back of him there almost. I don't know what happened there. Manic in 6th, 9.8 seconds off the lead, but Steve Bourdon leads. He's got that penalty, which we assume will be a second or 2 seconds. Steve Bourdon out in front, Randalux in 2nd, Kingquin in 3rd. They're clear of Percy, Duke Martin and Manic. This battle that you're on board with currently. Matteo's going to get quite close, I think, in the meantime. Let the Iron and K-Morse. K-Morse is out on track. Let the Iron, I think, has pretty much given up the ghost, which is a shame, as Manic tries to go for a double move down the inside, and Percy this time, he's got the move done. Manic, Percy running off track, I think down to the front wing damage. He got the move done on Duke Martin, and now has got the move done on Percy. So Manic up to P4. And Duke Martin now up to P5. Percy losing out. Matteo's going to be on his case very soon as well. So Duke Martin now up to 5th. It's all a little bit quiet out on track. Quite a few cars going round. Lots of Let the Iron and Kamos, I do believe, going round in front in this early battle for the lead. There's Steve Boldham. There is Vanderlux in second. That is Kamos in behind, I do believe, or Let the Iron, as Vanderlux goes for a bit of a sideways moment up through turn 3, turn 4 now. Vanderlux looking good at the minute for second. 4.2 seconds the gap. Kinkwin now up to third. As Duke Martin, in fact, sorry, it's Duke Martin up to 4th. Manic has dropped down to 5th. Must have had a moment there. Percy's picked up a penalty as well. That's brought Matteo into things. Three-way battle for 5th going on at this stage. And Matteo gets past Percy, who's sending for a spin. Not sure if that was Matteo's fault, to be honest. Maybe the tyres and the front wing damage giving up there. Percy, I think, needs to pit, to be honest. I know it's going to pretty much lap him, but I think for that car's sake, I think he's going to have to pit in. Out in front, though, it's very quiet on his return. Steve Boldham, 4.4 seconds. The luckiest driver in the world out on track tonight. 29.6 last time around. Vanderlux coming across the line in the background to 28.6, so Vanderlux has closed the second on that lap. Kinkwin in third. We've got the idea of Let the Iron and Kamos, who Let the Iron has lapped Kamos, and Kamos has been lapped twice by pretty much the whole field here, I think, as well. It's Steve out in front, 4.3 seconds the gap. Vanderlux in second, Kinkwin in third. And honestly, I shouldn't really laugh at that crash earlier on. I really shouldn't laugh at that crash, but it was just absolutely sensational to see. I've never honestly witnessed such a bad crash like that in all of my time commentating on Gavra. Even in the academy, I've never seen a crash like that. Physics beyond belief. Physics beyond belief. Let the Iron, I think, has just let through Kamos, actually. He's got more of a chance, I think, to battle with these guys that have lapped him already than Let the Iron has, to be honest. But it's all just gone a little bit quiet out on track. Percy's been overtaken by Bessar, by the way, who is sneaking into contention, as we see. Kinkwin, Kamos letting through on the inside there. Kamos is through, and still in 12th place, of course. But this is Kinkwin on the back of him, and that is Let the Iron behind. There's about a second separating at this stage, Vanderlux and Kinkwin. And Kinkwin using this slipstream to great effect on Kamos' car running down the straight. He goes quicker that last time around by about a 10th of a second. Kinkwin just moving out of the slipstream of him there. There is a battle for 5th going on. Manic and Matteo going hell for leather, the Brit and the Italian. Manic and Matteo, 11.5 seconds off. Definitely Steve Boldham, I think, is starting to come back to the field here, because Matteo last time around, 28 flat. Bessar 28.76 last time around. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised come the end of this race, and judging by how much contact we've had already, especially on that first lap, and especially the mistakes that people's been making out on track, the drivers have been making out on track. As we see there, Manic going off track. Matteo ran the outside. Manic did well to recover that. Could have easily ended up and over. But Manic now down to P6 there. So mistake. As I was just saying, bit of a commentator's curse there. Him making a mistake. Very prone to making mistakes. Of course, there is quite a long run-off area. But once you get caught in that run-off area, you do run off quite violently. It happens on GT Sport as well, which I've commentated on this track before. Out in 8th and 9th, actually, getting the battle going. Percy and Gaming VR at this stage. Gaming VR made that good start, of course. Got up to 3rd, got overtaken by Kamos, and then got contacted he went off track or in that chaos on that one. Do apologise for my drinking there. Have to, though, to keep my voice. But yeah, coming back to Gaming VR, he was caught up in that turn 1 collision. Percy, again, caught up in that but Gaming VR in the slipstream. Is he going to see him move down into turn 1, possibly? We'll have a look. He is going to be alongside. There is a car that is stricken there, who I think is disconnected. That is Matteo. Matteo has disconnected, sadly, from the lobby. So the first casualty out on track tonight due to the connections. not due to the contact that's been made, of course. But Steve Boredom doing a good job out in front. He is slower than Randalux at this stage, 0.3 laps slower last time around compared to him. So there is Steve out in front. Of course, he has got that penalty. A second penalty as we see Randalux going off in the background. Randalux has gone off and King Quin's through up to second. So King Quinn through up to second place. There's another driver off track there. There's another driver. That's K-Morse getting out of the way. K-Morse rejoined safely. Just we haven't let the eye in there. But Steve Boredom now handed a 7-second advantage, and honestly I can't really see anyone catching 7 seconds around this track in that sort of time. 9 out of 22, Steve Boredom. We're nearly halfway through here in Clio Cup. If you haven't already tuned into the action, don't go back and see what happened at Turn 1. I'll go on about it for the rest of the race and have a look at it later. Have a look at the incident later and judge for yourselves. But that was just mayhem, that. It really was. Steve Boredom improving that last time around, 30.8 compared to King Quinn's 30.8 there, 29.1 for Steve Boredom there. Good stuff by Steve, who is 6.7 seconds out in front from King Quinn in second and Lux in third. This traffic just causing a little bit of mayhem maybe. Duke Martin's getting closer. King Quinn runs wide. King Quinn ran wide there. He's going to let the iron through on his outside. That's good sportsmanship there actually by King Quinn. Could have easily been contact there, but that brings Randalux into things. That also brings Duke Martin into things. 1.5 seconds separating the top two out on track. Concentrate, man, King Quinn. You don't want to be running on the grass. So can just force you off like quicksand, quite literally. Trust me, I've experienced it before and it's never nice. Out in front, 8 seconds the gap. Steve Boredom leads. It's just very, very resolute at this stage, Steve Boredom. King Quinn in second, Randalux in third. I'm just going to put my controller back on charge because it has just fallen out. There we go. King Quinn out in front, 28.4, quicker. Steve Boredom quicker that last time around than King Quinn. Another second gain there for Steve Boredom, so looking very good out in front. King Quinn in second. Randalux third, Duke Martin in fourth. Duke Martin actually trying to go all the way around the outside here on Randalux. Not quite, he's about 0.2 off the gap at this stage, but Randalux and Duke Martin. Duke Martin sizing up an opportunity down into turn 3. The camera cuts away for just a brief second. Now we come back on board at the top of the hill at turn 4. Highest point on the track this is. A little bit of lag picking up from Randalux and Duke Martin's end, but nothing too serious. But Steve Boredom having a good race out in front, 7.8 seconds. As I say, very lucky to get through the contact that was made earlier on. King Quinn in second, Randalux in third, Duke Martin in fourth. Everyone else really spread out. Manek Bessar is gaining. He is the quickest driver out on track at this stage, Bessar, but 17.5 seconds is going to be a very hard time advantage to make up at this stage. There's no way he's going to be winning that race unless he performs some sort of miracles and everyone goes off in front of him. Then maybe. But it's Steve Boredom who leads at the end of the first half of the race. Duke Martin is sizing up an opportunity here on Randalux. Randalux will stick to the outside. Duke Martin, I think, is going to get past down the inside. We see King Quinn trying to get past, led the iron there as well. Duke Martin is up to third. Good move. That's going to bring King Quinn into play. And I'll tell you what, Let the Iron is not giving up this lightly, and there's contact. Let the Iron contact, and Duke Martin's out wide. This is why really the back markers should not be in play. They should be giving up the positions, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's against the rules to be driving competitively against other drivers who are fighting out for the lead battles. It just really ruins the momentum of things, and Duke Martin caught wide there. And King Quinn and Randalux, both teammates actually, go side by side. Randalux is up to second, and that is a bit of a tactical ploy there, because of course Randalux is ahead in second place in the championship standings, so that's going to be very interesting to see how King Quinn is going to utilise that traffic in behind him. K. Mawson led the iron to hold him up, but both of them racing out on track. I don't know, it's a bit weird. Talk about what you think in the comment section, because, I mean, Kingpin now going up the inside of Vanderlux, however, and he's going to get that move done, and Kingpin's through up to second. It's going to push Vanderlux out on the gravel. Not quite, he holds it well. K-Morse is alongside as well. K-Morse 2 laps down on this. He should be letting these get out of the way, really, ideally. He's gone past both of them, and that is not great stuff at all. It's not professional at all, really, to be overtaking drivers. Kingpin up the inside. Vanderlux all the way around the outside. Oh, there's contact between the teammates. There's contact between the teammates. Vanderlux and Vanderlux and Kingpin make contact. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. The 2 teammates have made contact. And that has just given Steve Boredom the race. Surely 28.6 as last time around. Bessar is slow. Creeping his way into the podiums, and I think I said earlier on that he could be on for podium. He's right on the back of Manic now, Bessar. All of this traffic, all of this contact, Bessar is closing in. There is no way he can win this race, is there? There's no way he can win this. Surely. But he is gaining. He is really gaining. He's taking 2 seconds a lap out of Steve Boredom at this stage. Last lap around, certainly. But the 2 teammates make contact. Vanderlux came out much better than Kingpin on that. There's about 6 seconds difference now between the 2 teammates. Steve Boredom currently leading out in front, 10 seconds to gap. We're going to be on to lap 13 very soon. Duke Martin in second. Remember, Steve does have that 2-second time penalty, whatever it may be, come the end of the race. Manic. Bessar taking a much deeper line now. That's the line I sort of like to take through there, to be honest. And that really closes him up. And Bessar now sees an opportunistic move on Manic, trying to get the move done. Here comes Bessar down the inside. This will be for P4 if he gets a move done. Down on the inside on the brakes. Manic holds around the outside and gets caught on the curb there, Bessar. Manic holds the position. Manic held the position, kept it clean. Kingpin just running slightly wide there in the background. He is getting closer to the guys now, making contact with his teammate. Of course, I don't think there was any real sort of damage done, to be honest. It is the driver in second that has came out. Here comes Bessar down the inside and Manic. The camera cuts away. Not really the greatest angle to go off. But Manic hanging on for 4th place at this stage. Never short of action. Another cone put on track. What's the cones done to deserve this? What has the cones done to deserve this sort of treatment? Manic runs wide. Bessar's going to get the move. Around the outside. Going to try and switch it back. Go down on the slipstream through turns 6, 7 and 8. But Steve out in front. Duke Martin was quicker last time around, going on for his best result of the season here. In fact, Duke Martin. Steve Boredom has already won a race this season. Duke Martin looking to claim his first win. Here comes Bessar then down the inside of Manic. Is he going to try and get the move done? Manic just defensively is stronger at this stage, but here comes Bessar once again, coming back for a crack at him. Running down the straight. I don't think he's close enough this time around. Manic is going to hold on down into down into turn 1 on lap 14 we go. Steve Boredom out in front by 10 seconds from Duke Martin in second. Vanderlux in third, getting closer slightly. Manic in fourth, Bessar in fifth. This is the current battle you're on board with. Nothing, as I say, happening further down the field. Kingpin, Gaming VR, Percy, Jukebox, Hero, and Let the Iron filling out the top 10, and K-Morse down 11th after his early contact. And let's just say he might have ended up on his roof slightly. Just me. He did! Oh my god! We nearly see another casualty there. Manic, that was. Getting caught on the inside curb and gets flung right out to the right-hand side of the corner. That was unreal, that. Similar sort of... I haven't seen that before at all. Manic might be just losing his concentration slightly there. That brings Kingpin back into play. That releases Bessar. And here we go. I think this is the battle we should be seeing for the lead, ideally. Vanderlux and Bessar. This is the battle we should be seeing for the lead. Instead, we're seeing it for third and fourth out on track. As has Steve Boredom made a mistake out in front. I think Steve Boredom has made a mistake out in front. He's spun at the final corner. He has spun it at the final corner, it seems. And that gap now has halved in distance, and you can see the last lap time 34.3 compared to a 27.9 personal best there by Duke Martin. But Vanderlux and Bessel go side by side. Bessel's run the outside, the championship leader. There's contact between the two championship leaders. And Bessel spins on the outside curb. Oh, no. Unbelievable. Vanderlux is up to third, hanging on to that position. And Bessel not having any luck at all. It's a good job his championship has already been wrapped up, because this will be the championship race from hell for him at this stage. At least that the iron is down in 10th. That's what I would be thinking at this stage. But he's already wrapped up the championship, remember. So he's already wrapped up the championship, of course, so don't take it lightly. As King Queen goes past Manic, I think that is, for 4th. Yeah, King Queen is up past Manic for 4th. That was a clean move around the outside. Manic's going to try and come back to him. Gets caught on the inside curb slightly. Bessel's only a second off as well. 9/10 of a second separating this battle for 4th at this stage. Steve Boredom, if he makes another mistake, this could throw the race completely wide open. As Manic tries to go around the outside of King Quinn, not quite going to be alongside, I don't think, at this stage. In fact, he is just going to back off, and Bessel's out. Bessel's gone wide again. Bessel goes wide again. Who selected this track? Willow Springs. He's continued the car. He's taken the scenic route. He joins the track. He smashes the cones up the track as well. As King Quinn and Manic fight once again. King Quinn has actually got back past Manic, I think, and all of that. I think King Quinn's back in front. He's up to 4th. But out in front, 5 seconds to gap. Steve Boredom. Gap is halved after his spin at turn at the final corner a couple of laps ago. Steve out in front by 5.4 seconds. Jukebox Hero second, Randlux in third, King Quinn in 4th. Of course, if you do want to catch more action after this, the GT4s will be live around Sakito Grand Prix circuit. Not sure who is commentating on that action tonight. Go and tune in after this though. You've probably seen more crashes in this race tonight than you probably ever will in a season of Clio Cups. Percy's into the pits. He's into the pits. Just a shame really that the contact had to be made so early on in the race and cost so many drivers a fair opportunity winning this race. As I said earlier on, probably one of the maddest races I think I've ever seen. It really has been a mad race. It's Willow Springs. I thought it was going to be bad in terms of people losing it on the outside curbs and stuff like that, but I never thought it'd be this bad, to be honest. But there you go. Steve Boredom out in front, 5.5 seconds, that gap just extending out slightly. He was quicker by more than 1.2 seconds last time around. Duke Martin in second, Randlux in third, King Quinn in 4th. Up 17 out of 22, 6 laps to go, and Steve hanging on out in front. 5 seconds gap. One more mistake though from him, and I think it could be the nail in the coffin. And I could see Duke Martin claim his first ever win in the Clio Cups, which I think will be very well deserved. As King Quinn tries to go all the way around the outside of Randlux. Sorry, that's Percy getting out of the way, and that brings Manic into play. Sorry, King Quinn was getting past Percy there. Percy, of course, lapped now. Got out of the way completely, which is good to see. And off the nature of the corner, let's go on board with Manic actually. Let's take an onboard view for a little while, and just to see the real nature of this track. And I'll give you some engine notes as well. Pretty much hitting the limiter there through the triple right-hander, don't you think? Manic and King Quinn running down the straight. Slipstream will be in effect. Beautiful graphics actually on this track, I've got to say. Fantastic mountains. There was a lock up into turn 1. That was from Randlux. Just a little bit of time. Back to trackside we go. And Manic is only 4/10 off. Bessel's hunting round in the background again, setting 27.9s. What would he be doing out in front at this stage? If there was no contact, he didn't spin. If there was no contact and he didn't spin, by himself. Would Bessar be winning this race? I think the argument could be yes, he could be. Randlock's goal. Kingquin goes slightly wide. Here's Manic around the outside. Manic's trying to go all the way around the outside of Kingquin. This is ballsy stuff. It's too ballsy. And he couldn't complete the move. It was always the camera of the corner. Very tricky because you get flung out to the left-hand side. That's what we saw with Manic going off track. You can get flung off the left-hand side. Bessar being held up here actually by Percy. There is Percy. There is Bessar. And Percy down in 10th at the minute. He is going to be scoring points at least. Of course, Kamos will be scoring points. Ever the trooper there. 27-7. Percy is going to let through Bessar. Good to see. Good sportsmanship there. Hopefully he might have caught that on the stream there as well. Steve out in front, 5.4 seconds as we see Manic and Randalux. Manic and King. I'm getting mixed up between these two. It's side by side. Kingquin on the outside line. Manic's just leaning into him slightly, and in fact I think it's more Kingquin leaning into him slightly, and that is what happens. That is what happens if you lean over into another driver's line. Contact was inevitable there, I'm afraid. Contact was inevitable. And that puts Bessar now into 4th place. There is it's pretty shameful, to be honest, but you shouldn't be making contact this far into the season. I'm sorry, you should be learning your craft. Very nicely, the Clio Cups. It's another physics that is ridiculous around this game, but now there was only going to be one outcome now, I'm afraid, and I'm sure everyone would agree with that in the comment section who are still watching us, of course, out on track. And I think I don't know. Back to the lead, Steve Boredom. 2 tenths personal best, 27.7 last time around from Steve Boredom. Got Kamos helping him along. That's Jukebox Hero, I think, ahead of him, is it? Yeah, that's Jukebox Hero ahead of him. Yeah, Jukebox Hero's just behind him, sorry. That's Percy. That's the wrong person. Steve Boredom then, out in front, 3 laps to go for his 2nd win of the season. I do believe it'll be his 2nd win of the season, and it's a good return race from him. He will probably come into the comments saying, my god, I was so lucky in that race. Bessar on Kingquin. Bessar is through on Kingquin, he's up to 4th. He's actually defending the position, I think, here from Kingquin. In 4th, as I say. Again, not much happening down the track, so I'm trying to give you as much action as possible and commentate on the action and try and keep you interested in the action, of course, as unfolding. But 2.5 laps to go. It's Steve Boredom out in front, Duke Martin in 2nd, Randalux in 3rd, Bessar and Kingquin 4th and 5th. Is Kingquin going to try and lunge it up the inside? Never close enough there. Runs wide. Bessar taking a much neater line. Wide in, deep in, wide out of the corner. Nice. Bessar gains time there. He's full 2nd clear now of Kingquin because of that. 500th improvement in the 1st sector. I think Bessar, in fact, is going to be getting fastest lap here, possibly. Pretty sure I've seen him set fastest lap, unless it's fastest lap for qualifying. But Bessar last time around was quicker than Kamos' fastest lap in qualifying, I'll have you know. 2 laps to go. Steve Boredom comes across the line, 27.1 on that lap. Kamos really helping them along, and it's extended the lead by 6 seconds now, the gap. Duke Martin in 2nd, Randalux in 3rd, Bessar and Kingquin. That gap has extended out quite considerably now, so I think it's going to be a case of a one-man show out in front with Steve Boredom. After the contact, he was put in the prime spot in P1, and Steve Boredom, no looking back at this stage from him. We are seeing Bessar closing in on Randalux though. This could be interesting if this starts developing. This could be really interesting. Of course, the championship battle is already won, and maybe some drivers are not caring about that, to be honest, but I do, and I want to see Randalux and Bessar going out. Randalux is wide. Bessar, well, both are nearly following similar lines there. Randalux and Bessar going nicely. Steve Boredom, though, has extended that lead even further, 7.4 seconds the gap. That is the slipstream coming into play there. He's just right in behind Kamos, going through that 2nd sector split. Is Steve Boredom. It's into the final corner now. On the penultimate lap of the race, And what a crazy race it's been here in Willow Springs. My driver of the day really is, I don't know who is my driver of the day, to be honest, in that it's very hard to say. Let's see Boredom out on the final lap. It's Randalux and Bessar that we should be keeping the attentions on. Randalux sliding out the final corner. Bessar's looking for a move here. Bessar's very close to Randalux. He's going to have the speed. Randalux is trying to come off him. There's contact between the two championship leaders. Bessar will have right away down the inside line. Bessar will have the position done. And Bessar is up to third. The championship winner is up to third place. And he's gone past Randalux quite easily in the end. Not sure why Randalux was trying to defend that position when it was always going to look like Bessar was going to get past him. Maybe there's just a little bit of spiteful rivalry going on there, possibly. But who knows? King Quinn is just in behind this as well. Going to be interesting to see. We'll come back on board with Steve Boredom. He's got K-Morse ahead of him, as I say. Steve Boredom 27.6 last time around. Clearly going great guns out in front. K-Morse is going to let him through finally, which is good. The flashing lights is already on. Steve knows that he's going to win. Keep it going. You never know, you could lose it through the final corner, and that'll just be an utter nail in the coffin, really. No commentator's curses, hopefully, from this commentator. Steve Boredom through the final corner. He's taking it very nice and easily there. Steve Boredom through the final corner. Gets caught in the inside curb slightly. But Steve Boredom is about to come across the line here and take the win. Race pretty much over. Steve Boredom wins here in Willow Springs. Good win for him. Duke Martin, best finish of the season. Second place for him. Bessar maintaining that gap to Randalux quite easily in the end. Bessar quicker than Randalux out on track. He's going to be finishing third. I'd say he's my driver of the day, given the amount of contact that happened. Oh my God, he flips it over the line. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Major accident there. Comes across the line in third. Randalux is home in fourth. King Quinn in fifth. Gaming VR is through in sixth. Led the Iron in seventh, who is still going around. These guys are still going around on track, actually. So Gaming VR will be coming across the line in sixth. He's 17 seconds ahead of Led the Iron here. And I think we're only waiting on two to complete, because I think Jukebox Hero has already completed. Yeah, Jukebox Hero has already completed. So it's only waiting for Gaming VR and Led the Iron to complete here for tonight's Willow Springs race. Put in your reactions in the comment section, because that was just utterly mad. That really was mad. Gaming VR though, very disappointing performance. He got that great start from the line. He got up to third, lost it to K-Morse, got caught in that contact, spun. And he's done well, I think, to recover for sixth. He knows it, he's done well. Gaming VR across the line in sixth. And that is it. So Let the Iron complete. There's a teleporting car on my screen. Fantastic stuff. Steve Boredom in the end, 6.2 seconds, not 7.2 seconds. I do apologise for that glitching car in the background. Duke Martin in second, Bessar third, Randalux in fourth, King Quinn in fifth, Gaming VR in sixth, Let the Iron in seventh, Jukebox Hero in eighth, Percy with the second penalty in ninth, but well ahead of K-Morse in the end. Manic in 11th, retiring from the race. We've also lost Matteo, who disconnected as well. Oh, catch your breath back off that. And honestly, I think that is us done for tonight here in Gavra Racing. Of course, round 10 of the championship at Sonoma Short about to come up next week, of course. Bessar has already completed the championship win, and I will give you the updated point score coming into that. But from me, JimsHead14, I bid you farewell. Thank you very much for watching tonight's race. Bit crazy in places, don't you think? But really top-notch quality action once again. It really was. Goodness me. Somebody's disliked the stream, I think, because of the amount of contact that's happened. So thank you to whoever that person is. But thank you very much for watching Clio Cup. And until next time, goodbye.